What is up, obscure tech people? I've got a special video for you today. It's Bold. That's Bold, baby! K50, Bold K50 by Blue. If you didn't know, Bold is Blue's alternative sister brand. And this thing come in at 199 bucks. Let me just read to you, while blocking my face, what this phone has. A 6.7-inch Full HD, 120 hertz refresh rate AMOLED display, a 3D dual curve screen, a 1080 by 2400 resolution with 395 pixels per square inch, a MediaTek Dimensity 6300, an octa-core 2.4 ARM Cortex-A76 processor, blazing 5G speed mobile connectivity, 256 gigs of internal storage, 24 gigs of RAM, but 8 gig are physical, 16 gig is the virtual RAM. Still, 8 gig is fine. Advanced triple AI camera with LED flash, 64 megapixel Super HDR camera, 2 megapixel macro, a depth sensor as well, a 32 megapixel front super selfie cam, they call it, 5,000 milliamp battery with a 33 watt supercharger, in-display fingerprint sensor, NFC connectivity, powered by Android 14, and it's all in rainbow color. Let's unbox it and show you everything about it, at least initially, and then we'll come right back. Nice. Bold. Some pin. Its charger in a box. USB-C headphones. C to C. Whoa. Okay, now that we've done that, I've got to say, like, I'm an iPhone 15 Pro user, okay? And there's just something about, like, this, it's a little chunky, the 15 Pro. I like it, I love it. But man, holding this, it is so much thinner where it's curved on each side, the curved display, and it like comes to a point here. The case it comes with, I'm a fan of thin cases, and this is thin and comfortable, and it's fantastic. Let me show you one of the first things I'm impressed with. I'm going to see if I'm going to get it on camera here, right? Watch how quick this face reader checks on. That's fast. That is a fast face reader for 200 bucks. Look at those cameras. That's nice, dude. This whole thing, like, now granted, let's peel it. The back is plastic, but it's good plastic. I like the two-tone up here. Like, it feels, man, it's slick plastic, but it's good plastic. This whole thing, this feels nice. It's lightweight. Don't get me wrong. I like a lightweight phone. I like when a phone doesn't weigh down my pants. And this thing just feels like, it almost feels like a razor in your pocket. It is so freaking thin. And the width of it, I don't like big phones. I've said that before. And it's tall, but it is very comfortable, even to use one-handed, at least on the lower two-thirds. To get up here, you know, you gotta be like, but dang, dude. And this screen, let me just tell you, like, when they say it's an AMOLED 120 hertz refresh rate, they weren't lying. There's no lies here. This thing looks great. This is an absolute banger at 200 bucks. Let's run it through some paces though, and make sure it's not only just a banger, but make sure it's quick and snappy and all that. This is seriously just a pleasure to use though. I mean, I'm very impressed with it. So you've got, I like this news app. I know I'm going to talk about some weird, now listen, it came with these buttons enabled by default. We'll fix that because I hate those. I hate that. And I'll just take you through the gamut with me here. It's got really good... It has really good haptic feedback too. Like, it feels super nice to type on. There we go. So now we've got the gestures on, which is so much more my style. And I'll be kind of discreet here and quick. I'll tell you the good and the bad. The good, the screen, fantastic. The fact that we've got a near stock Android experience is also fantastic. The 256 gigs of RAM is awesome. I did not look to see if it was expandable, but I will. Pop the SIM out here. It doesn't feel like it's big enough to be expandable, and it's not. It's just a SIM tray. Dual SIM tray, though. It is a dual SIM. No headphone jack here either. We do have an inbuilt screen protector of the film variety, if you can see that little line around there. There is a screen protector already on it. We do also have a fingerprint reader. Now, I did register it, and it's not liking what I'm doing. I've been using the face unlock. I haven't re-registered a fingerprint on it. The fingerprint sensor worked for me the first few times. It wasn't super quick, but it was also mostly fine. Back and forth motion, good there. App tray. I mean, pretty fluid, pretty quick. Again, some of these budget processors, MediaTek Dimensity in general, is most of those are good, especially in the 5, 6, and 7,000 range. Now, this did come. We do have mini games here in our app drawer if we want to play some mini games, and this did come loaded with some bloat. So we do have some games I didn't want, and there are some other things in the apps that I didn't want. I think Priceline might have been in there. I can't remember what, because I did a restore. Monopoly Go. I don't want Monopoly Go. Priceline. Yep, Priceline. So we do have some bloat in there. So you would need to go through, remove those, uninstall, all that good stuff. If you want fast storage to hook up to a computer, to hook up and do transfers, I believe this is just USB 2.0. It's not super fast with the USB transfer. Everything else, though, game installs, all that good stuff, good to go. So screen, great. 256 gigs of storage, great. 8 gigs plus the 16 or whatever to go to 23, 24, whatever it said. That's pretty awesome as well. Again, my camera, I cannot understate how beautiful this screen is. It is beautiful. The camera, I'll show you that in a few minutes. But first, let's go to the bad. Let's play a YouTube video. Let's see if Tom Buck pops up first. Usually it's Tom Buck. Not this time. Let's go with Vic Berry and the GoPro 13.
All the important GoPro Hero 13 video settings, and make sure you're in the Pro controls by swiping down from the top of the screen, swiping right.
So we have a single firing speaker here. Such a nice screen, man.
In that video mode with all of these customizable from this mode. So I'm going to select the settings cog here, and then we can see we've all different options. So 8 to 7, for example.
The speaker, the single firing speaker is, it's loud enough, but it is.
3K will give us 24, 30, or 60, so we can select our frame rate. I'm going to do 30. And then we have the type of lens that we actually want to use in this mode. So again, we have our
loud enough, but lacks some bass. So audio wise, let me show you compared to, we'll do a little side by side here.
Now that's one change, but before I talk about other changes, first impressions out of the box.
That's the iPhone.
This is not a GoPro. Near and horizon lock, we have our just normal linear lens, we have our wide.
Go back to the iPhone.
Grill is a nice thing to actually see, and hopefully that will help with it.
So yeah, it's not going to have a $1,000 phone's speaker system in it. Single firing. Lacks bass, but it is loud enough. So there's that. Now let's show you that we can go to Grid Auto Sport. Now while this is loading up, I will also say the speaker up here, not super loud, and it does also lack some bass. So taking phone calls, similar to the bottom firing speaker, not the greatest quality for phone calls. So your biggest drawbacks here are, in my opinion, the speakers and probably the USB 2.0. No headphone jack either. But you got NFC, mobile payments, all that good stuff. Again, plenty loud. Just no bass. Not much bass. How do I steer? Oh, you gotta... I see. Anyways, plays fantastically. It can handle the games. It can handle pretty much everything. Again, Bold, $199. Holy crap, let's check out the cameras, but so far so good. Let's snap some pictures. In the camera module, it has HDR options. And the camera, it does have some nice features: watermark, camera mute, touch shooting, volume, self-timer, grid line. And that's on the 64 megapixel one. We've got a portrait mode. Let's see if the portrait mode works pretty well. See if we can do this. Yeah, that works pretty well. Got a film mode that gives it kind of a funky thing going on there. Photo mode, 2x zoom. Like I said up here, HDR, AI. Don't know what the AI stuff is, but we've got AI mode. Can adjust the picture size, do some video. Pretty good quality. This is the rear facing camera. Outside, definitely better than inside. Sun's right in my eyes. I think for $200, this thing is pretty freaking sweet. Now, between this and the CMF Phone 1 by Nothing, it's a tough decision. I really think that the biggest separator here is if you need NFC. And if you need NFC, I think you might just roll with this because the refresh rate, the screen quality is so good. I like the CMF Phone 1 a little bit more. There's a little more clarity on that screen, a little more sharpness, but both of them are super close. This is very similar to like Samsung saturation levels, in my opinion, and the Nothing Phone 1 is a little cleaner looking, less saturated, but they're both banger screens, smooth as heck, really, really nice. The cameras, the CMF Phone 1, the front-facing camera is a little better in my opinion. The back cameras, they're pretty darn close, and that's good because that was a great camera. This is a pretty dang good one too, so it works really, really well. As far as like holding, this is much more comfortable to hold. $200 for each one is just a steal. This is an absolute steal of a phone. You can do pretty much everything with this, just like you can the CMF Phone 1 by Nothing. So it's definitely a high recommend for me. I'm actually, if I was not into the Apple ecosystem, I would use this as my daily driver. No issue whatsoever. The only problem here, long term, don't know if you can get any other cases. You might be stuck with the one that comes with it. And honestly, that's about it. Everything else is pretty fantastic. It hasn't hiccuped on me at all. I've been using it for about a week. No hiccups, no stutters, no slowing down. It just freaking works. So the Bold K50 by Blue, definitely a high recommend. Link in the description. I think it's an absolute contender with that CMF Phone 1 as like budget king so far of 2024. This is in there with it, man. So thanks for watching this one. Hopefully we'll get more phones in here, more tablets, more tech like that. Stay tuned. Let me know what you think of this phone down below. Absolutely 100% recommend at the price. There's nothing bad to say about it, really, at the price. Obscure Tech. See you guys next time.